Alright, clear.
You're up. Is that seriously? Hey, you're gonna probably want to tighten those down.
You didn't tighten this side down?
I didn't, no. Totally.
I gave you the gun and the wrench!
I was over here, this is my side.
No!
Your side.
No!
You don't need a wrench for lug nuts.
Oh, the lug nut. Oh, I thought you meant, okay, never mind.
Oh, you were talking about the...
Yeah!
Oh, yeah, no.
That's what I was talking about. I was like, what the hell? I literally had everything.
Yeah, he totally did for that. Alright, so it's been a couple of days. Haven't been out here. But I'm back and we're going to try and get this trans mount done up on this bad boy today. We'll see. Everything else looks really good. Like I said, it looks great since the other day we were here. Yeah, so it's cold. It's gonna be fun, but it needs to get done. I want to get this thing back on the ground under its own weight and whatnot. See how bad this front end's gonna sag with this heavy motor in it. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. So first thing is I'm gonna get on there and see what we're looking like. Probably end up making a new mounting pad for the trans. We're using the stock mounts again, trying to use everything stock, so if I ever have to change stuff, it's easier to come by. So I'll probably end up making a pad for that and then figuring out what I gotta do from there. Best case scenario, I'd like to reuse these stock mounts, because realistically they're reinforced nice. I just gotta find a spot to put them and see if I can. If not, it'll be what it'll be, but that'd be best case scenario if I can reuse those and start from there and then build my own cross member. But that's the plan. I will check back in. I'm not gonna lay under there with you until I get a better idea what I'm doing. But all right, so that's the plan. Let's go. All right, so we are back on the Subaru project. I know we started the other day and I did get some the mounts cut down and tacked back up and in there, just really crappy, but good enough to get a location. But then I didn't have the material I needed. I needed some of this 1x1 1/8 inch angle iron to make my trans bracket for it. So Granbury went and got me a piece of that the other day, and then finally gonna get to it. It's freezing and snowing still, so I got the propane going, warming up a little bit, but that's gonna suck when I have to lay on the ground here in a little bit. So yeah, I'm now going to take my cardboard, and I need to make templates now off of my new mount pads that I have down there, so I can build mount plates essentially. And then from there, I'll use the angle iron to go back to the trans mount on the trans, and then we'll make a mount pad back there, and then we'll tack it all together underneath, of course. And then once I get that done, I will bring it out, we'll finish weld the whole mount, and then at that point I think I'm going to yank the motor and trans back out yet again, because at that point I want to get the car back up in the, I want to put the in the air, because I have to plate in that mount I've got in there, because right now I got a like stupid huge bridge gap or bridge weld that I built up that I'm gonna have to, you know, put metal in and do a bunch of stuff for, which I'll show you guys all when I get to that point. I don't know if it's gonna be in this video or not, but we'll see. Yeah, so that's where we're at. We're gonna fab up some plates, and then we are going to fab up the actual crossbar or trans mount or whatever you want to call it, and then yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so that's where we're at. All right, so after 3, this is the one I did just to get a rough idea. I kind of cut it in place. And this was my first attempt to finish. I tried to do it with the drill bit. That didn't work. That failed. So I just pushed it through and then ran my bolts through, which give me my rough hole size and, well, rough hole location. And then I just went down and bolted it in. So those are my rough holes. I did, as you can see, make a little mark here. And I just want to take a little out of there. And yeah. So that's going to be my pad for the passenger side. Oh my God. forgot, I have not cleaned up over here in ever. Oh, this is bad. So, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna clean this shithole up, and then it'll just jump to me being ready. And poof, it's clean. Alright, so I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna cut this out of. I want to cut it out somewhere where I waste as little as possible. And I think if I cut it here, I can flip it around and cut another one over there once I do the other side. So I got my piece of soapstone, just got it turned at an angle so I can get a good mark with it. Well, okay, so it did not get a good mark there. Boom. So that gives me my rough shape that I need to cut out. Alright, now I'll make a ton of noise. Yeah, I'm gonna make a ton of noise, and you've seen me cut before. I'm gonna cut that out, so it's not really anything special. Alright, so we got our bracket made. I just got it rough ground down. I'll hit it with the sander once I know I'm good, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to take some off in some spots. It's pretty close to our template. Well, it's really close when you turn the template the right way. But yeah, our holes all line up. As you can see, we're a little proud here, a little there. So probably have to take some off the end there, and some down here, and some in there. We'll see. But that's why I'm taking my soapstone with me, and my bolts, and we'll go in there and see how she fits. So yeah, this is your first look. You can see I just kind of got it booger tacked in there. I'll finish weld everything when I go to, once I get it up on the lift, I can sit in there, because I got a plate the whole back side up in there, and there's a bunch I gotta do. So it's pretty tight. Take a little off there, I think. Alright, so that needs to get taken out a little bit right there. That looks good there. We need to open up that whole bottom of the hole here. Is that it? I think that's it. Realistically, the rest of this thing looks beauteous. I might, oh yeah, I'm gonna need to angle that down a little bit. So I'm actually good here, so I just need to really get this thing pushed up. I'm even getting there for a mark. So that gets me some sort of mark. And I could use to take a little out right there. Alright. Alright, so we have one mount pad right there. Our other mount pad right there, and then the other mount pad is right there. So we have all three of our mount pads made. I think I'm gonna call it for the night. But I'm pretty stoked that they came up. Now I'll just take the angle iron. Ow! Alright, so I'll just take the angle iron tomorrow and figure out how I'm gonna run it off of here. I might run a bolt through it and weld or whatever. But basically I'm gonna come back at an angle to here, and I'm going to put a piece of angle here across, and that's going to be my mounting system. So it's basically going to come back kind of at an angle, something off of here, hook up to that, same on the other side, and then I'll take it all out, tack it together and whatnot. That's the plan. I'm gonna call it a night, and then we'll get back to it in the morning. So I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, so it's the next morning, and it's still cold. There's still snow outside, and we're gonna take on with our plan here today. So today I would like to get this thing back on the ground again. So the things that are stopping us from doing that are literally I have to put this rear hub back together, which we pulled out to kind of get an idea of what we're going to do for the rear end, and then ran into a bunch of problems with that. So I want to bolt that back together just enough to be able to, you know, put it back together, essentially. Yeah. So that's that story. And then I gotta finish the trans mount. So this morning I'm gonna start off, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna figure out how wide I need to cut this for the part that goes underneath the transmission. And then I'm gonna pull that out, I'm gonna tack that on. And then I'm gonna take this and run pieces and tack everything and, you know, mock everything from our plates that we made last night going back to this piece. And then once that's all good to go, I'll tack it together, pull it out, and we'll weld it. And then at that point, I will, I don't know what I'm gonna do. At that point, I should probably, because I'm not 100%, because I just tacked those mounts in, I don't want to mess those mounts up, but they should be strong enough to hold up the back. It's not that bad. I'll wing it. Because I would rather, well, the transmission has to come out. I need help to get the transmission out, realistically, is what it boils down to. Because I don't think it will even come out with the engine in the car at this point. I think we've made it to where it's so tight. I don't know, it might come out with it in the car. That was not something I thought I was thinking about when we were creating this, was our, you know, working on the car. Never really crossed my mind until last night when I was thinking about it. So either way, the motor's gonna have to come out. Realistically, it wouldn't be bad for the motor to come out because I got a lot of stuff to do inside there. The only problem is I can't get the motor out by myself, the way the setup is. So what I could do is leave the motor in and then drop the whole subframe and motor and everything at one time on the lift. Just lower it down, put it on jack stands, and go from there. So that's the plan, is to at least get it over to the lift, and then maybe tomorrow or later tonight or whatever, next video or whatever, come in and I'll box in the whole frame and whatnot in there. But we'll see. So that's the plan. I'm gonna go with that now. I'm gonna get on there and make some marks, and I'll check back in with you guys. All right, so it's been like all day. Turns out this morning the trans had migrated about 13 millimeters. I found that out when I went under there to do what I was going to say in the last step, which turned into an all-day deal because I needed help here in order to get the motor back out, in order to make some more room in the tunnel, in order to move everything. That's why Joe is finally back. Remember him? He used to work here. Say hi, Joe.
He stopped paying me.
I never started paying him, it turns out. Just like, it got cold, I don't play here anymore. That's why we have the heat on. He's standing so close to it.
I brought the propane.
So anyhow, we yanked the motor out, which involves pulling the cross member. Turns out you can't pull the motor in trans with the cross member in there. It was awesome to figure that out. And we got everything situated now. Everything's where it's supposed to be. And we've made the cross tab that we were talking about earlier. And then this is our first piece coming off of the trans tunnel to the transmission. So we're gonna go under and test fit all of this. And I'll take you down and show you guys what it looks like. And then we gotta measure and cut the other side and then go from there. So like I said, that's where we're at, making good progress. And we'll keep going. So, all right, so that's our notch. I'm gonna go down and tack it into place, and then we'll move on to the other side. But I'm not trying to lose the camera, so you're not coming with me. Beauty shots. Alright, so this is the cross member. All welded up. Everything's all done and in. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty stoked with it. Got holes drilled and everything. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Nope, I just saw something I gotta clean up. Because that's gonna be in the way. Oh, that's gonna be an issue that I did not plan for. Because we're supposed to be able to put a bolt in right there, but it's way too close to the hole. Well, I will be getting back to you on that one. Guess I'm back to figuring that out. But yep, so that's it. We're gonna test fit it here in a minute after I figure out my issue that I'm gonna run into with a bolt. All right, so we cut some washers off of these, which we were using anyhow, and they seem to fit in there mad decent. At least decent enough that we'll be able to actually use them. So we are now gonna go down in crap. I need to. Yep. All right. I just saw something I need to redo, so I have to grind this flat, and I'm actually gonna weld a bead around the hole here to make it flat for the nut that goes there. So the more I look at this thing, the more I find things that I need to do differently. But that's what you do when Joe's just sitting here letting you run amok.
I put the heat back on. It's cold.
It did.
Oh, it's 65 degrees in here.
Oh, and then I burned the crap out of my finger too. That's what happens when you. That's what happens when you hashtag don't use hashtag bitch mittens. We have all of the tires on the car. We have the motor in the car. We have a bunch of tools underneath the car, which apparently we'll figure out later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just go to the bar.
Man. That's freaking 08 3-wall chrome moly, bro. That's roll cage material. It'll be fun.
You want me to go over you?
Yeah, in a second.
All wobbling now.
Right.
Let me clean it.
Yeah, dude. I should probably fix this a bit.
It's called independent steering.
Oh shit, she's in the door.
All right, hold it. Got it.
Yep.
Hold it.
Are we off the door?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I care about.
Inches.
All right, let's try and bring her forward a bit.
She's heavy.
She is gonna need some springs up front.
Wow.
Yeah, she packed on a few. Listen, the freshman 50 are real.
And the Commander.
As far as bounce.
Right now, yes.
Yeah, but here, move that box out of the way, the toolbox. It doesn't look like she's.
No.
She's not nose down. Noticeably nose down, at least.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the tire turn. No, she actually looks like she's.
No, she's definitely not nose high. I can tell you that much for sure.
The gap was even.
There's more of a gap up front than there is up back. So, we made some serious progress with this thing. I'm super stoked. I mean, it is on the ground, holding itself up. All the little things that I've been worried about the last 2 weeks that we've been really digging into this hard. The oil pan has plenty of clearance, and when we get the new pan, it's going to be even better. The side to side and the angle and all of the math and all of the freaking not sleeping is paid off, and it all is perfect. Actually, it actually came out really, really nice. The mounts came out nice. I still have to get it up in the air and weld all of the structure that we had to put back in it for the trans mounts. But other than that, it's coming right along. So we'll get her moved over one of these days. Maybe tomorrow, the next day, we'll see, and then we'll get her up in the air and get the rest of it boxed up. But As normal, thank you guys for keeping along with this project. It's actually moving pretty quickly, realistically. You know, we all have full-time jobs and we don't work on this stuff every day. Right now, I've been getting at it on the weekends. Okay, I go to a place full-time. I don't know if I necessarily call it a job. But make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll check you out on the next one.